friends, have you been discussing whether or not you want to buy a home in an HOA community? Today we're going to talk about the pros and cons because you really want to consider both, and depending on your circumstances, one may be a better fit for you than the other. So let's come talk about it and explore. Y'all stick around. So let's start off by talking about what the nice things are, what the pros are of an HOA community. Okay. So first off, a lot of times you're going to have more amenities that come with your neighborhood when you have an HOA. For example, you may have a pool community, a tennis courts, clubhouse, playground, that kind of thing that you're really going to get to enjoy. You are paying for it, but it'll be just an added little benefit. Second up is that a lot of times you're going to have more community interaction because a lot of times you'll have like neighborhood events like a grill out or community connection night, something like that, where you get to actually interact and get to know your neighbors better. Another pro is that one neighbor can't just junk up their yard and have cars, on blocks that they're working on. They can't leave their grass unkempt and uncared for because ultimately that does affect your value. Sometimes people won't buy a house if the neighbors looks bad. And in the case of an HOA community, this is definitely going to help you out and be an upside for you. So just some things to consider as you're thinking about an HOA. Now let's talk about the cons. The first and most common objection is definitely it's going to cost you more money. I mean, there's no other way around it. If you have an HOA, it's going to add more to your monthly overall expenses, right? Okay. And they're also going to tell you more than likely you can't park a camper in your yard. Another thing they might say is you have to trim your bushes and you can't let them grow a certain height and you got to cut your grass, and maybe that was more often than you wanted to. They also may say that you have to have approval before getting a fence or painting your house a different color than it was originally. They also may limit you and tell you you can't put in window AC units that you can see from outside. Another thing is more than likely that you can't have cars on blocks in your driveway, so you can't work on your car in your personal residence. Another one may be you can't put up Christmas lights and leave them up all year long. So these are some of the definite cons of an HOA that if you like to do those things or you kind of want that freedom, then an HOA community might not work for you. So really you just have to weigh out the pros and cons and what works best for you and what your goals are, and then you can kind of come to the best decision about what is gonna make a happy home place for you. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out. I'd love to talk to you more about what your goals are. And until next time, y'all have a good one. See ya.